Welcome, everybody, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the iRacing Superstock League Superspeedway Series, sponsored by Fort Worth Screen Printing. Tonight, these NASCAR Xfinity cars will be turning laps on Daytona International Speedway, the World Center for Automobile Racing. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee at Mayne, and joining me tonight to call this race is experienced iRacer Dustin Dean. Hey Dustin, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, Atlee. I'm looking forward to some racing here as we see a crash, and I think just based on practice alone, these Xfinity cars are going to put on a well of a show tonight. You know, last week there was a lot of single file action, a lot of people nervous about that new drive package, but I think people figured it out. I think we're in for a treat tonight.
Right, I think there's been enough time given for everybody who races on Superspeedways a lot to get used to it. And Joe said it in the podcast, if you can get the right people on the outside line, it can be successful. But everybody has to be willing to do it. And before we get too much into the racing action, I do have to give a quick shout out to tonight's race sponsor, which is, as always, Fort Worth Screen Printing. Since 1997, Fort Worth Screen Printing has provided quality screen printing services to promotional product distributors, marketing firms, advertising agencies, and users throughout the United States. Fort Worth Screen Printing is actually the official apparel supplier of two big NASCAR teams, Mike Harmon Racing and Rick Ware Racing. Now, if you are in need of quality screen printed t-shirts, make sure to look them up on Facebook at Fort Worth Screen Printing, or you can find them online at their website, fwscreen.com. And for the convenience of the viewers, I have put the link to Fort Worth Screen Printing's website in the description. So again, if you're in the need of some quality screen printed t-shirts, they are the place to go. Again, fwscreen.com, Fort Worth Screen Printing.
And so as we look at the top few drivers here, you know, we look at like Matthew T. Lee, we see Garrett Maynes. Raymond Rittenor is not with us, it looks like, this week. He finished third last week. And so we definitely have some drivers that we've seen week in and week off. But I tell you what, if you're watching right now and you see your favorite driver, give us a shout out on Facebook or YouTube, whatever you're watching on. Let us know who you're pulling for tonight. We want to be able to watch alongside you and see how well they do. Right now, Oscar Jensen in that 47 machine sitting at the top of the board. I'm sure somebody out there is pulling for him. And so let us know.
Only two drivers in the field have been able to make it into the 46-second mark for their times. Oscar Jensen and Jeffrey Wallace, who got a 46.95. The rest have 47s. So we'll see how fast the qualifying times are going to be. I definitely think the qualifying times are going to be slower just because these fast times that you see on the board were made while in a pack. So there's no pack qualifying.
Yeah, that's right. And I will say, you know, over the past couple of weeks, Atlee, I've noticed, and I've called out actually several times, the qualifying hack, I guess you would call it, is where you drag those brakes. Well, iRacing fixed that in the latest update. So they are no longer allowed to do that. They will get black flag for doing that. That being said, I'm sure there's something else they can figure out.
Right, there's always a new hack or something, I guess you could say, in racing.
Yeah, absolutely. You see them switch over right now from practice to qualifying. And so we'll watch these drivers closely now, see if they're doing anything out of the ordinary.
Right. I mean, I've seen some iRacing smoky Unix, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, some cheesers, as we like to call them.
Now, I do want to mention that normally we'd say that only 5 drivers will be advancing from qualifying, but tonight that is not true. There will be no heat races for tonight's event, so everybody in the field will be advancing to the feature. So I know sometimes your favorite driver might get eliminated from the heat races, but tonight, if you do have a favorite driver in the field, they will automatically make it to the feature.
Yeah, no heat races tonight. We'll just have a 30-lap shootout at Daytona, which, as we know, Atlee, can take, it could take 20 minutes, or we could be here for an hour and a half, depending on these drivers. And so with no heat races, you got 30 laps to get it done, and that's it. I think, heat racing is such a cool thing, especially here at Super Speedways. I know I've never seen it before this series, um, but it really put into a new perspective of how to save your car, I guess is the best way I'm trying to put it. Being safe. How about that? Being safe. Well,
Right.
here there's no safety net, right? You got 30 laps to get it done, and it's over. These drivers are used to those heat races, so it'd be cool to see how they make the change there with no heat racing.
We are currently qualifying right now. There we got Jeffrey Wallace on your screen right now. He was the runner-up in practice, one of the only drivers to get into the 46-second marks.
Now, I like how high he is running that top line. He's staying as close to the wall as you can there. Actually, I would get even a little bit higher. I like to have all four of my tires above those white strips. But we'll see what it does for him here. He might get a good momentum run off the corner by doing that. He exited lower than I would. Goes in turn 3 here. He goes, see there. That's where I like to be, right there the whole time. Right above the white lines. Getting a good run off the corner. Coming back to the start-finish line to start that fast lap. As we see, some drivers have already finished their first lap. That's what you see on the screen right now. But they're not going to stay there. There'll be some quicker drivers coming soon.
Looks like Nathan Nixon's on the top of the board right now. 50.65 is his time. And he's going to do a second lap as well to see if he can improve on that. Colton J. Harvey. He finished in the top 5 last race. He gets a 50.58. And coming within a thousandth of Colton J. Harvey's time is Shane Hensley. He gets a 50.58. But Shane Hensley remains in second.
Now, yeah, I want to keep watching Nathan Nixon here as he goes down in turn 3. Watch as he's just a little bit off that yellow line. And you want to be as close to that yellow line without touching it as you can. So I don't know if this is going to be one of the top 5, laps. But it's definitely going to be quick enough to get the job done. Get it in that top 12, top 10 range. But I don't think he's going to take it, as right now he's sitting second on the board.
Andrew Navarro jumps to the top with a 50.51. Andrew Navarro is in the top 5 in points, has been consistently up there week after week. We'll see if he might catch his big break, as he has 0 wins in the iSSL Superspeedway Series.
Yeah, one thing to point out also, as we look at this field, half of the field hadn't even qualified. There is a bonus tonight, Atlee. Why are these drivers not qualifying?
Because there is actually a prize pool thanks to John Ernst. So $25 will be going to the hard charger. And when I say hard charger, I mean whoever gains the most positions from where they start till where they finish. So I do agree that's why a lot of drivers aren't setting qualifying times, is they want to try to make their way all the way up through the field and get that $25. So again, thank you to John Ernst for providing tonight's race with that prize pool, as somebody's about to win some money.
Yeah, I see about 30 cars out here, 30 drivers, but out of those so far, only 19 has run a qualifying lap. So that leaves 11 cars just sitting there, probably trying to get that money like we talked about. I know Wyatt C. Martin, we've seen him start at the back several times when there's no money on the line. So I'm sure he'll try to get that tonight.
I mean, for my strategy, I'd try to get the $25 hard charger and try to finish in the top 5, because the top 5 also gets prize pools as well.
Yeah, you're right.
And driving clean as well.
That's right.
You could get a triple whammy. You could get in the top 5, get that prize pool. You could be the cleanest driver, and you could be the hard charger. That's a pretty good payday for a Friday night.
That's a great payday for a Friday night. Garrett Mayne did jump to the top of the board here with a 50.50. So he looks to be the pole sitter right now.
But we do have Matthew T. Lee, last race's winner, on track right now. Looks like he is not going to not turn a time. He's going to actually try to get on the board. And as I said, Matthew T. Lee was last race winner. And a little race recap from last Friday. We saw 2 cautions, one lead change, and started off, Raymond Ridenour started on the pole, led the first 2 laps, and after that, Matthew T. Lee and Garrett Maynes got hooked up, and there was no turning back from there. Those two are the best duo from pushing that I've ever seen.
Yeah, when they hook up and they get going, yeah, there's no stopping them. I think Justin Patello likes to get in there and mess around with it when he can. But yeah, them two get hooked up, they're gone. I just want to point out real quick the 66 of John Garrett. He's up there in 4th right now. I know we've seen his name a time or two. Remember, if you have somebody you're looking at tonight, let us know on Facebook. We want to join you in cheering them on.
Right, and also another reason why I like to see shout-outs is because sometimes your favorite driver might not always be in the mix. So if you tell us your favorite driver, we can give, brief updates on where your driver currently is, or you can see it on your ticker what position your favorite driver is.
That's exactly right. The drivers right now, some of them are still qualifying, but the drivers meeting is going on as they qualify. Right now, sounds like typical drivers meeting stuff. Nothing too crazy out there tonight.
Now, at this time, we would like to take a moment to listen to the singing of our national anthem performed by Jordan Dean.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much, Jordan, for the awesome performance of the national anthem. And as we look on our screen right now, we actually see our race info, and got a 77-degree air temperature, 79-degree track temperature, 56% humidity, partly cloudy skies with 2 miles per hour wind. So it's a pretty typical summer Florida night.
Yeah, definitely not as cold as it here in Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's for sure. It's a pretty chilly night, but as we look on, you will start to see drivers make their way to their cars and grid up. And we're about 2 minutes from going green here.
All right, so here we are going to be doing our starting lineup, and starting on the pole with a scorching time of 50.507. Got Mr. Garrett Maynes in the 1, starting in P1. We got Andrew Navarro starting second in the number 2 car. Third place is Christian Sanford. Outside of him, we have Matthew T. Lee, and then rounding out your top 5, we have Brandon Gagnon.
Starting 6th in the 98, Nathan Nixon. John Garrett in the 66 will roll off P7. P8, 97 of Brian Conover. P9, Colton Harvey in the 8 machine. And starting 10th, Shane Hensley in that 3 car.
Got Mr. Pete Pellini starting P11. Jeremy Bucci starting 12th. We have Derek Fulton 13th outside of him. Matthew G. Baker. And then we have Anthony Cronover in the 55 starting 15th.
Oscar Jensen in the 47, roll off 16th tonight. Kenny Yonks will start 17th in the 25 car. The 29 car of Heath Snyder will start P18. Alex Link in the 78 will start P19. And rounding out your top 20 is Joshua McKinney in the 18.
Rick Cole in the 26 starts 21st. Jason Leadingham 22nd. Got Jason D. Maynes starting the race in 23rd with Jeffrey Wallace 24th. And then rounding out your top 25, we have William H. Scott Jr. in the 17.
Starting 26, we have Wyatt C. Martin in the 06. 27th, Crystal King. She's in that 278 machine tonight. 28th will be Tim Hendry in the 07. Starting P29, James Batzer in the 7 machine. And starting dead last, we got Justin Botello with the best chance to get that hard charger as he starts last in that 20 machine.
Wait, Justin Botello isn't in this race?
He
just popped in. Oh my gosh.
yeah, he didn't make a qualifying lap. I do know that, but he's in here.
Like, he just now popped up, but I mean, better late than ever.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, he's always had a fast car all season long. He is in third in points as he's a consistent top 3 finisher, so I do think he's definitely the favorite for hard charger, I'd say.
Yeah, and actually, as we were talking, Scott Martin just jumped in here as well.
What?
He will not be greeting with the rest of the field. He'll have to start on pit road, but he is here. So if he gets a quick caution, he might be in the thing, but who knows?
Again, better late than never. We're waiting for the pace car to start moving. There we go. The engines are roaring, and Andrew Navarro gets ahead of the pace car, which is not nice.
I think Andrew said, "It's time to go, boys. Let's go. Let's get this going." He's going. He's done in turn 1. There he slows up and joins the rest of the field. And the nerves start getting up here a little bit.
Right, we have money on the line here at Daytona. Money will be won, money will be lost, and it's all going to be up to these drivers. We're going to see strategy come into play. We're going to see friendships locking up with each other. Some pushing, some shoving, and then we're going to see some enemies getting in.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what these Xfinity cars do in the new draft package. I know I haven't really seen an Xfinity race with it, and so I'm excited to see how the outside line performs as opposed to the inside lines. Oftentimes we see the outside line just have that momentum, but then other times we see them not being able to do anything. So that's what I'm most excited about, is getting to see that. Hopefully we have a lot of side-by-side racing.
The key is we need to see the right people get up there on the top line. So some of the fast drivers that we know are good pushers, we got to get them up there pushing each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And for Justin Botello, he starts 30 laps. That's only a car a lap he's got to pass. That's not too hard at Daytona.
Now, Justin Botello, I will say, is actually on pit road right now.
Oh, so he's having to start on pit road as well. Wow, okay.
That is okay. There goes the pace car dropping onto pit road, and we are green flag racing here at Daytona International Speedway for 30 laps in this feature event.
Check out the run Garrett Mayne's got on that low side. Got a really good push. I think it'll carry on and translate into turn 1. Well, Andrew Navarro fighting back here. Like I said, I'm excited to see how that outside line performs. Right now, strong and steady. Little bit ahead by Garrett Mayne.
Right. I think these drivers have gotten enough time, I'd say, to get used to this new draft package. So I think we're going to see some more people getting brave and going up there to that high side. And we know that Matthew T. Lee is a good pusher as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I like it when no line has an advantage. The outside's doing its thing, the inside line's doing its thing, and nobody really gets ahead. that's when you have to start making decisions about how am I going to get forward if no line is going to move ahead. And right now they are neck and neck. Garrett Mayne's leads lap 1.
But here comes Andrew Navarro fighting back on the outside. He has the nose as we enter 1 and 2. Back side by side as we go through turn 2 onto the back straightaway. And Garrett Mayne's back with the nose.
Yeah, I see that inside line has really good formation as opposed to the outside line. It's just kind of unorganized, not really tight together like I like to see, but it's still being able to stay steady right there. And so they must be getting some really good momentum off the corner. So if they could tighten up a little bit, get more organized, I think they would push ahead. As there you see Andrew Navarro getting a little bit ahead. He might lead this lap here.
Most of the time, if one line has a little bit more of an advantage than the other, it's because said line that has the advantage is much more organized than the other. Organization is key if you want your line to do good and have some good momentum.
That's right. We talked about in qualifying, if Matthew T. Lee and Garrett Maynes could get together, it would be unstoppable. Well, you see Matthew T. Lee pushing somebody by Garrett Maynes right now. So Christian Sanford's trying to break up that party and keep them away from each other. We got some 3 wide up there. We got a car stuck out. That's Colton Harvey in the 8 machine. Looks like he's going to fall back.
Very interesting move there. I don't know if he was forced out, if the car was getting a little bit hot, had to go up there to get cool. But we do see the 5 of Matthew Baker go up there to help Colton. Maybe we could see these two get something done on that third line.
Well, we've seen it before. We got, that's not how you get it done. As he's back into the wall, keeps it up and out of trouble there for now at least. Yeah, that's not how you get it done.
That's the kind of thing that you're risking, though, when you're running that very, very high side. One wrong move, and, I mean, when you're running that high side, you're only inches from the wall. So, again, one wrong move, and you're going to go right into the wall.
That's right. Christian Sanford trying to get as close to that back bumper of Garrett Maynes as he can, just to try to get him ahead. Like I said, I like it when it's side by side. Nobody gets the advantage. But I am ready to see somebody do something dangerous here. Let's get adventurous. Okay, we're only like 5 laps in, so maybe not time yet.
Now, one thing these drivers will have to watch is definitely the heat. Make sure that the cars don't get too hot, or else there she blows, the engine will blow, and that can end nights fast. That's how managing your tape comes into play. Now, say for example, if we see a green-white checkered, you're going to see these drivers come into the pits and potentially tape up the cars, because if it's going to be a short run, then the tape will definitely help the car go faster. But in long term, high tape is not a good idea.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I'm looking back in the pack, and it looks like nobody's really that started back has really made their way to the front, and I think it's because of all the side-by-side. There's just nowhere to go. We do have 3 wide right here. Oh, brewing for trouble right there, Atlee.
Now, we'll mention that so far our hard charger moving up 12 positions is Tim Hendry in that 87 machine. He's now moved up 13 positions. We'll see if he can maybe potentially make up more and get that $25 right now. Justin Botello staying where he's at in 30th. Our second place is Oscar Jensen, who's moved up 7 spots. So those are right now our 2 candidates for hard charger. Let's watch and see if they can move up any more positions, or will somebody else? Uh-oh, somebody gets into the wall.
Yep, we got one in the wall. They're getting loose.
Car goes around.
No caution.
51.
Everybody keeps it straight.
That was Pete Polini that you saw spin on your screen. That's going to hurt him tremendously. He's going to be hoping for a caution so he can catch back up with the rest of the field.
Yeah, was running 9th at the time, so definitely a hard break for him. He's all right for now. You can see him right there. Made it back up onto the track. Oh, he did get back into the wall.
Let's actually see what happened to Mr. Polini. So watch that 47 on the outside. Looks like he might have just came up a little bit right into the 47, and then the ricochet sends him right down to the bottom of the track. Luckily, nobody else was involved. 34 got pretty close. Derek Fulton.
Yeah, that's a tough race for sure. Go back live here. You can see that kind of scared people away from the 3 wide action.
Oh, Matthew T. Lee around. We see a bunch of cars involved. Cautions out. Big wreck.
Well, I just said that scared everybody. Apparently not enough.
Oh my gosh. Huge wreck. Let's take a look at what happened. You see torn up cars. Matthew Baker looking like a modified, much more like a modified than an Xfinity car. But we're going to do our wreckage replay as, oh, there goes Mr. Isaiah Gill.
Yeah, I was a part of that race, and I actually gained about 7 positions during that. So that was a fun race to be a part of. But that being said, man, this was a huge crash right here on itself. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here to get this thing started.
All right, so here's our wreckage replay, and watch that 04 machine of Matthew T. Lee. He's drafting with Andrew Navarro like they were. He's got Conover behind him.
Looks good right now. Oh, it just backed out of it looked like.
I got to see that one more time.
It just lost power.
You think the engine might have blew?
I don't know. I've never seen that before. He just almost like dead stop. Look, you can see the muffler shot out. Yeah, the exhaust shot out.
Look at that. His engine had to have blown. I'm pretty sure his engine blew. Boom. There you see. And then
yeah, exactly. His engine blew. Yeah.
Yep, engine blew. So see, that's what happened. If you stay behind a car for too long, the car starts to heat up because it can't get enough airflow. And there you go. Boom. Overheats.
I almost wonder, as we were only on lap, like, what, 7 or 8?
7 or 8, yeah.
I wonder if, well, it's a fixed setup. Never mind. I was going to say maybe put too much tape on and just kept it on. I don't know there.
Right, I forget. I was talking so much about tape, and you can't adjust your tape.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But he does have a fast repair, so he'll tow, which is a pretty long tow, and get back in here. There he is.
Yep, he's doing fine. So has anybody confirmed on the iRacing voice chat, Dustin, on whether T. Lee's engine blew?
To be honest with you, Atlee, I was so involved in calling the race, I wasn't really paying attention to what they were saying. To be honest with you, I was slacking on my job. But I'll tell you what, it started. We saw the pop, and then it started smoking before he really even got sideways, and so that tells me that and it was that that black heavy smoke that happens when you
right. It wasn't the white tire smoke.
Right.
Yeah, there's a difference for sure. So we're gonna do a quick flyby through the field to see where your favorite driver is at after that incident.
One driver we haven't talked about right there, the 83 of Brandon Gagnon. We've seen him up there, especially near the end of these things, John Garrett.
Well, sometimes, Dustin, that's a good thing. We don't talk about someone because they haven't been getting into trouble.
Well, we're on lap 10 at Daytona. We've been 3 wide, and nobody's went upside down yet. So I consider that a success.
Now, right now, we do have a 3-way tie for hard charger at the moment. We see Wyatt C. Martin has gained 19 positions. Crystal King, she's gained 19 positions. And then J-Bo, he's gained 19 positions as well. So that caution might have changed some things and put some more hard chargers into contention, and also might have ruined some people's chances for getting the hard charger.
Yeah, I know, like I said in qualifying, that Wyatt C. Martin would not qualify. And boy, you're right, made his way all the way up to 7th. Looking good right now for that hard charger. We'll see who takes it in the end. But like you said, you finish in that top 5, not only are you getting payouts from the race, but man, you're also getting that hard charger and potentially the incident point. So that's a pretty good night there in itself, even if you don't win.
Right, and if they keep this up next week, I wonder whether we'll see a triple whammy before the season ends, as I'll call it.
Well, I think next week we'll see less qualifying.
Right.
I really don't know every driver that logged in tonight knew about this hard charger. So just something to think about. I don't know if they knew or not.
Right, it was pretty new. It was only a couple of days, if not like a day before the race it was announced. But again, shout out to John Ernst for getting that prize pool. Gives the drivers an extra thing to fight for. As looks like lights on the pace car, they have gone off, so we are going to be going back green this time. Bye. There you see everybody doing fine and dandy.
Well, Garrett Maynes is not going to have his helping pusher here in Christian Sanford on that low side that he has had, or Matthew T. Lee, because he was involved in that. So here we go. Let's see what happens here. Garrett Maynes, he takes off. Green flag back in the air. Going to quickly dive to the bottom here. And so we've seen this before. We got two number 2 cars. The orange 2 car is Garrett Maynes leading this field. The black number 2 car, Andrew Navarro, pushing him right now. Christian Sanford third, Brandon Gagnon fourth, and Jason D. Mayne rounding out the top 5 as they kind of broke away right now.
Yeah, what has happened to the high side? It is currently non-existent, as we saw Brandon Gagnon, who was up there for a little bit. He's pulled down to the bottom. We see some people starting to fan out, but not committing.
Oh, here's some trouble right here. One driver went below the apron, had to check up. That gave the outside line some room to run there. John Garrett trying to make it happen. Oh, that's not John Garrett. I apologize.
That is.
Yes, it is.
It is John Garrett. And there goes Christian Sanford up to the top. There is 2 Fort Worth screen printing cars. We got Justin Patella and John Garrett, so I could see.
Yeah, I thought it was J-Bo there for a second. That's right. That's exactly right. Well, and one's, 28, and the other one's 20. So I got 166. Excuse me, the other one's 20. But anyway, it's Christian Sanford on the outside. He's trying to make a run with John Garrett. Now we got YC Martin right behind him. Remember we talked about him being a hard charger. We got another wreck.
What?
Another wreck back here. Oh yeah.
Oh, yellow flag is out.
Just a 2-car incident, it looked like.
Got it.
At least initially. Garrett Mayne showing as your leader right now as they come back. And it's just like NASCAR. The field is frozen. The time of caution. So they don't have to race back or anything. We'll go back and take a look at what started this and ultimately caused the caution. As we look at Isaiah Gill just killing it at Atlanta. Wow. Wow. I will say he did win this truck race on Wednesday night. So, he got his own kind of revenge. Justin Botello involved in that.
Yep.
Wow.
And we were just talking about him.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got it ready, it looks like. Here we go.
So, we got the 51 behind him. Got Younts on the outside. See Crystal King, she moves up to the top. See somebody else. Brandon Gagnon moves up to the top.
Colton Harvey.
What?
Well, I was saying Colton Harvey gave her that push there. My goodness. Or gave him, is that the 29?
That's the 25 of Kenny Younts.
25 of Kenny Younts. He got a hard push from Colton Harvey in the 8 there. Watch that again. You can see the 8 have a run, and he just shoves him. That pushes him right down into Justin Botello. He might check up. You see that car in front of him came high. Then he checked up, then got the bumper from the 8. Yeah. And then you see the 51 there who was just involved earlier.
Right. See, there's the tire smoke. It's white. So what we saw with Matthew T. Lee, that was not tire smoke. So I'm pretty sure he blew the engine.
Yeah, strange. I haven't seen that here in the iSSL Superspeedway Series. Yeah, but nevertheless, Justin Botello's made it through the field once. He'll have to do it again here.
Yep, and I think he can do it. And speaking of making your way up to the field, right now, our hard charger is Wyatt C. Martin. He's moved up 21 positions, started the race in 26th.
Well, not far behind him. Started in 27th. Crystal King, she's made her way up to 8, so good run for her.
And then Jason Maynes as well, 17 positions.
It took Justin Botello to get from 30th to about about 7th or 8th there
Mm-hmm.
on lap 14. So it took him about half of the race to get up there. Well, guess what? This time by, we're halfway through the race, so he's got to get it done as we go green.
It might take him the rest of the race to get up, but again, $25 is $25.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Garrett Mayne's leading this field. Christian Sanford in second. Andrew Navarro fell back to third there. John Garrett in fourth, and YC Martin, as you said, is in that fifth spot. We'll go around one more time to get the pace car lights off, and we'll get one to green.
Looks like Andrew Navarro is into the pits. Oh, no, he faked it. My bad.
He faked it. Yeah.
He faked me out.
Been a good race so far, though, I will say. I mean, just side-by-side action. Not too many.
No, that last time we saw it kind of fizzle out for a little bit, but then we saw some people go up.
Yeah, and, well, honestly, I always call it the rubber band effect, where everybody kind of gets single file, it looks like, and then you'll have a pack just run up. And you saw that outside line form like you're talking about, and that's that rubber band effect of it snaps back in, and when it snaps, bad things usually happen. Kind of like we just saw cars trying to move up, move down, trying to make things happen, and that's when things can happen for the bad, for sure.
The lights on the pace car, they have gone off, so we are going to be going back through here this time by.
Yeah, we'll have 13 laps to go as we come back. Well, excuse me, 14 laps to go as we go back. I'm not trying to do math, Atlee, don't worry.
We all know what happened last time.
I got my calculator out, don't worry. Here we go. Looking at 29 cars still in the lead lap. Jeffrey Wallace looks to be the only car lap down. May have some damage there. The rest still in the lead lap, and in my opinion, still have a chance to win as we're coming off turn 4. Watch that pace car, because here at Daytona, as soon as it ducks off, you can go, and 9 times out of 10, it does go green soon after there.
That is correct.
Garrett Mayne's trying to hold off Christian Sanford. Here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is back out here at Daytona International Speedway, and already getting clear of Christian Sanford is Garrett Maynes. Ooh, Christian Sanford goes down to the bottom. That's now going to put the 66 of John Garrett as the leader of the high side. He's got the 43 of Jason Maynes behind him. Jason Maynes has 1 win so far this season, so he knows his stuff, but he moves down to the bottom as well, so that's going to leave John Garrett in a pretty bad spot right now. He's going to start falling back, and the next car on the outside is Crystal King, so we'll see if she will pick him up.
Yeah, but watch for Christian Sanford there in the 28. Watch him to jump up like he did last time John Garrett got close. Remember, he jumped up and tried to take the lead away from Garrett Maynes. I'm looking for him to do the same this time. You got YC Martin just on his back bumper as well, trying to push him. Oh, we got a taker up here. Jason Maynes in the 43. Is there wrecking back behind him?
Uh-oh, caution's
out.
Wow. A lot more cars involved in this one this time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it looks to be about 5 or 6, maybe even more cars. That did not last long. Looks like Garrett Maynes right there you see on your screen is your leader. And Navarro made it back to second. Wow, look at that right there. Yeah, that'll get you.
Let's see, it looks like that was Oscar Jensen.
Yeah, the 47 there on the high side. The 18 right there, Joshua McKinney. Looks like he might get into him here. He does right there. Maybe a little bit.
Then he
right
moves up
there.
the track right into the rear quarter panel.
Yeah.
That sends the 47 around.
Yeah.
98 right into the back of Jensen. Bucci gets involved. 26, 21 of Leadingham drives through it.
That pedal there on the left, that's a brake pedal. They could try to use that every once in a while.
Yeah.
as the lights just went out here at Daytona.
Oh no.
Yeah, the lights are out on the back stretch and the front stretch. Nobody can see anything right now. The drivers are completely blind. Let's get that wreckage replay up as we try to get the lights on back in place here. So I think Daytona forgot to pay the power bill.
Ooh, that'll get you.
That'll get you every time.
Every single time. That
Like
and the water
Isaiah
bill.
Gill starting in the front row. Oh, as we go back live here. Okay, power's on.
Power's back on.
The generator kicked in.
I've only had that experience one time. I was at the Ollie's All-Star race at Virginia Motor Speedway, and the power went out, and we had to wait like an hour before Dominion Power came to turn the lights back on. Have you ever had an experience at a racetrack where the power went out, Dustin?
I have not been there physically, but I do remember at Speed Weeks, it was like 2007 or 8. You know, they used to have the preseason Thunder there where they would practice and do a lot of test sessions. Well, I remember one practice test session, they were out there, and sure enough, it was for the Busch Clash or the All-Star or whatever it was called back in the day. But sure enough, the lights went out while the drivers were out there practicing. It was kind of crazy.
There's been a lot of crazy moments. Do you remember when the orange went on the track?
Oh yeah, it's Chicagoland.
Chicagoland.
Tropicana 400.
Tropicana, that was quality right there. And
That
it was
was
while
fun.
somebody was turning qualifying laps too.
Yeah, yeah. I think I would ask for a do-over there.
Let's see. Any other?
Yeah, I remember old Cole Trickle tried to come on pit road one time, and his crew chief told him he was eating ice cream.
Oh, Days
I
of
don't know.
Thunder reference there.
But I remember Jeff Burton hit a pigeon one time on the track. Just clobbered that sucker.
Peter wasn't happy.
No, he was not happy. Or maybe he was. I don't know. But
NASCAR's had some weird moments.
what about? Oh,
The only other weird moment I can think of is when Kim Kardashian sponsored a NASCAR.
Oh wow! I don't know if that's weird or I won't even go there. I remember when
It was
driver.
the 36 Tommy Baldwin racing car, I think. I forget who was driving it.
Hey, a sponsor's a sponsor.
Right,
okay?
that is true though.
That's exactly right. And I think it's actually really cool to get different cultures and diversity in NASCAR. I think that's I know they're really pushing that heavily as of late. I think it's really cool to see as the fan population definitely grows.
Right, and this month we're celebrating a lot of the women in NASCAR and all the different jobs that they do.
Well, speaking of which, how about Crystal King? Running ninth right now. She came all the way from 27. She's usually with us here on every Friday night.
Oh, and speaking of biggest mover of the race, she's in contention, but right now our biggest mover is Mr. Wyatt C. Martin, moved up 21 spots, again started in the 26th position there. You see that 06 starting behind Christian Sanford. So right now, if the race ended right now, he'd not only get the 5th place prize, but he'd also get the hard charger.
Yeah. So, man, kind of makes me want to race. We see the double twos there leading the front row on this restart. On the restart, we'll come out of turn 4. We're only going to have 9 laps to go here at Daytona. And so it's going to be a 9-lap shootout. Can they make it 9 laps without wrecking?
I don't know.
Well, I don't think they can. I don't think they can, personally. I think we'll see a green-white checkered.
We shall see.
Here's that pace car. He'll make a left-hand turn. There he goes into the pits. And it's on Garrett Mayne. He starts. Green flag is back out here at Daytona. 9 laps to go. Going to try to jump down in front of Andrew Navarro. He does. Leave at 43. Jason Mayne's all out by himself. No, jumps back to the high side in front of Jason. Trying to be the Pied Piper here and lead both lines, but I think that inside line is going to prevail here, and it does.
But still, Jason Mayne stays up there. We see Wyatt C. Martin go up there to help push the 43, and those two are pretty much the only drivers on the high side right now. Let's see if anybody else goes up there to help.
Making it work right now, though. They're actually gaining a little bit. Now they got some more help. Brandon Gagnon jumps up there. The Colton Harvey machine is up there. They got a pretty strong group up there. If they can make it work, I think they'll get that momentum off the high side here coming down to the start-finish line this time.
Let's see who's going to lead the lap, father or son. We've seen a photo finish between these two before.
Ooh, Jason Maynes this time.
Ooh, I don't... All right, Jason Maynes leads the lap.
1,000ths.
Yep, I remember we saw Jason Maynes get the win a couple of races ago. It was a photo finish between father and son, Garrett and Jason Maynes, and the gap was only 19 hundredths of a second.
Yeah, you see a top line foreman here, Brandon Gagnon leading that outside line. He's got some help. 29 of Heath Snyder's with him. 8 is with him. We'll see how long this will last right here.
This screams, we want to win and we'll do anything to do so.
There's no way, Allie. We are having another caution. Look at this.
There we see Andrew Navarro's view while pushing Garrett Maynes. That's what it looks like to be a pusher here at Daytona.
Yeah, you can't see nothing. That's what it looks like. You can't see nothing except the car in front of you. You just hope nothing's happening. But, man, impressive run. I don't think people realize, if you're not iRacing, how hard this is to do right here, especially at Daytona. And these drivers are making it happen. The fact that they even completed one turn, much less a whole lap like this, is amazing to me.
Right, and if they can do a couple more, that'll be awesome to see.
Everybody keeping it steady right now. Yeah, there's moving around, but everybody keeping their distance. We see some really close action there. But everybody's, wow. It only takes one mistake, Allie.
Seeing the high side doing so well is a nice refresher. After last race, we saw a lot of nervousness to go up there. So this has been a nice refresher on how cool it is to see the top competitive.
If this don't get you excited as a racing fan, I guarantee you dirt racing here at Bristol will not either. I mean, this is Brandon Gagnon making it 3 wide over,
Good gosh,
over the
that's
Mayne
crazy.
family. Wyatt C. Martin trying to make it. I mean, Andrew Navarro's there. I mean, everybody's here ready to make it happen. I cannot believe they made it now 2 laps 3 wide.
And we only got 5 laps to go. It's go time officially.
This is crazy.
If it wasn't already, it's go time. So anybody that was holding back, waiting for a caution, no, you got to try to start making moves because you only got 5 laps to do so.
Where do you go, though, Allie?
I know, we got a Great Wall of China on the racetrack.
By the way, Garrett Maynes led that lap by 1,000th of a second. You do not get any closer than that versus a tie here on iRacing. So, yeah, they made slight contact there, but I think they're okay. They're okay.
Brandon Gagnon almost got clear of Jason Maynes there.
Oh, there's no way I'm going down right now, though. If I'm Brandon Gagnon, there's no way. I'm staying out there as long as I can.
4 to go.
Wow. If you're sitting at home watching this, just marvel at what you're seeing right now. This does not happen.
The only time I've ever seen this is like on iRacing, in like a non-competitive like league with experienced Superspeedway racers is when they're doing like a 3 wide salute for somebody.
Brandon Gagnon got that run. He's clear.
Wow.
He did not go down though. Jason Maynes tried to go clear too, but still, you can see them all 3 neck and neck coming out of turn 4 here, coming to 3 to go this time.
The thing you gotta think about if you're trying to think about whether you're gonna pull down or not is you gotta say, hey, if the race ends right now, will I be the winner or not? That's what you gotta think about.
Yeah, that's right. But I think as we got 3 laps to go, this is gonna get more and more intense. I don't think they can do it. Garrett Maynes now clears Brandon Gagnon and Jason Maynes. We got a lap car coming. Hopefully he stays down on the apron because there's nowhere to go. We got one in the wall. craziness is breaking out as Garrett Mayne slowly does clear the top 2 lanes finally.
There you go. Oh, we got a car on the bottom. Oh, everybody checked up to avoid the lap car. No.
Wow.
Caution is out. We were doing so good.
The lap car, just look out here. The lap car got loose. What in the world?
And then that just sent everybody on a hullabaloo ride, and we see 51 move up the track to avoid getting hit by the lap car, and that's where this madness all starts. A bunch of cars getting involved. See that one more time.
That was a 26 of Rick Cole. It does
Who's
from
a lap
race.
car?
Yeah, it was a lap car, but from race control, he does get loose here. As you want to play it here, does get loose. Sorry, I'm listening to radio control here to find out exactly what happened, but it does get loose. You'll see the 51 here on your screen from race control. The 51 overreacts, goes up right there, makes contact, and so the 51 is actually going to be the not beneficiary, but whatever the opposite of that is of this caution here.
Wow,
He
look
is
at
responsible. In race control's eyes, he's responsible. Just an overreaction there, but I get it. I mean, you're going 180, 90 miles an hour, and there's a car sideways. Yeah, I would probably overreact too.
Yeah, looks like he moved up the track a teensy bit, and that he got right into Crone over.
Yeah, and Pete Poloni has actually been disqualified here from the race. There's been some other stuff going on since then, so he's been disqualified, removed, and yeah.
Dang. So let's take a look at that from Pete Polini's in-car cam.
Well, steering wheel doesn't look like he turned too much, but it must have been enough at least to get into that outside
Right, he's
car.
turning left.
Yeah,
Watch that orange
wheel.
band.
I mean, not. Yes, there was slight movement, but I can promise you it's not enough to really move your car as much as it looked like he moved.
Yeah, again, watch that orange band. And he's also down there low, so he might have caught the apron a little bit, but, I mean, let us know what you think in the comments.
Move up slightly, but, yeah. Tough call there.
Tough call, for sure. Man, I gotta keep watching it over and over again.
And I'm glad we are, because I like getting the final story here. It looks like, actually, the other car might have came down a little bit.
I don't know. I mean, let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
What was your opinion?
Whose fault was that?
We'll
Whose
see.
fault do you think that was?
Right. iRacing court cases.
What? Yeah. See, I don't know who that is on the outside of him there.
That's Cronover. Anthony Cronover.
Cronover. Looks like he comes down a little bit. The 51 slightly goes up.
And they just meet in the middle. Maybe a little bit of net code. They don't touch. There was a couple inches between them.
Yeah, and I know race control has to make a split-second decision, it seems like. But yeah, I think that might have been a premature call there. But nevertheless, he has been disqualified for some other actions. So
right, because he was involved in that earlier incident as well.
Right. So regardless, he will not be winning this race for sure. You see Jason Mayne's being able to push his son this time as he starts right behind him. And looks like we're coming to one to go here.
Yep, this time by the pace car is going to pull on in, and we're going to be going back green here with our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
Yeah, we got Garrett Mayne's, Andrew Navarro. That's been a pretty familiar front row. Christian Sanford, also Jason Mayne's pretty familiar second row. As that pace car is going to duck on off here in turn 4, and it's going to be go time. We're going to have a green-white checkered. Remember, I had 3 attempts. This is just number 1. I'm sorry, they're just now on the backstretch. No, there they are. Okay.
Green, green, green.
It was confusing me. The angle we were looking at was confusing me. Here we go. Green flags back in the air. Garrett Maynes takes it. And a great restart by Andrew Navarro on the outside. Not going to let Garrett Maynes take it away this time.
Right, that's the first time that we've seen the outside get a fantastic restart. And, ooh, Andrew Navarro actually gets clear of Garrett Maynes. We'll see if he moves down.
He does not. Chooses to stay up with Christian Stanford, who we know is a really good pusher. Brandon Gagnon taking it 3 wide already, making that high line work. Here we go, 3 wide again. As we got a lap and a half left to go here at Daytona.
Super speedways will be super speedways, and again.
That's right.
So here we go. I think, and keep it clean here. Keep it clean.
It confused me because I don't usually see 3 wide action at Daytona.
Right.
But Brandon Gagnon making it happen up there. He's got the 8 pushing, and they might make it happen. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go.
Here
And
we go.
they're
Oh, we
wrecking.
got some cars wrecking. Wait, they
Everybody
save
saves
it.
it. Everybody saves it. Christian Sanford right now getting a good push to Andrew Navarro. He's got a little bit of edge over the Maynes family down below him.
It's gonna happen here.
Christian Sanford takes it 3 wide on the high side, leaves Andrew Navarro out to dry. Justin Patello made it back all the way to the front. Haven't talked about him all night except when he wrecked, and now look at him. He's got a chance for the lead coming out of turn 4.
Christian Sanford goes down. We see White C. Martin get loose on the bottom. We see a bunch of cars wreck. Colton J. Harvey. And here they come down to the stretch. Christian Sanford. Garrett Maynes looks low.
Wow!
Christian Sanford.
Christian Sanford takes on the win over Garrett Maynes by 1/100th of a second. Man, and Jason Maynes finishes right behind him.
Woo.
Wow, what a finish here tonight. You know, so many times we see great races and bad finishes, or bad races with great finishes. Tonight we had both, and that's awesome.
Here we go.
He had such a good run coming to the line, Garrett Maynes did. I mean, he came from way back there, rubber banded all the way to there. Justin Metello made it up to 5th, just couldn't get it done after trying to make his way to the field twice. And there's your photo finish for tonight. Garrett Maynes ended up on the wrong side of this one this time.
Now, J-Bo did get a hard charger. He moved up 25 positions, and he finished in the top 5. But I do not think, since he was involved in the incident, that he will not get the cleanest 0x finisher. But still, he gets the double whammy. Gets in the top 5 and was the hard charger. So good job to J-Bo.
Yeah, J-Bo's out there doing some donuts along with Christian Sanford.
He was
He's
the hard
like,
charger.
Hey, I won too. Oh, he almost got off the outside wall there. Man, as they're just having some fun with it now.
That's for sure.
Burning it down.
What are, they're like bobbing up and down into the wall. Boop-a-doo.
Oh, man. Man, what a race. I can't get over how good that race was. I mean, this season has been phenomenal. We've had emotional wins with the Maynes family coming 1-2, crossing at the line. We've had exciting wins. We've had crazy finishes where half the field's upside down coming to the line. But tonight, they kept it clean, 3-wide racing for several laps, and there are some of your results. And, man, we'll do some interviews here in a second, but this was a great race.
Let's go over our finishing results. Christian Sanford, as we talked about, takes the win. Garrett Maynes only finished 10 hundredths behind him. He ended up coming on the short end of the stick, finished second. Jason Mayne's third, Brandon Gagnon fourth, and then rounding out your top five, your hard charger, Justin Botello. Andrew Navarro finishes sixth, Brian Conover seventh. See Mr. Matthew T. Lee finish eighth, Heath Snyder ninth, and then Crystal King rounds out your top 10. Colton J. Harvey finishes 11th, Josh McKinney 12th, John Garrett 13th, got Mr. Anthony Cronover 14th, and then rounding out your top 15, got Derek Fulton. Then we got Tim Hendry finishes 16th. Kenny Yount 17th. 18th, we got Jason Leadingham. 19th, Jeremy Bucci. And then rounding out your top 20, Wyatt C. Martin. Alex Link, 21st. Oscar Jensen, 22nd. William H. Scott Jr., 23rd. And by the way, the rest of these cars will be a lap down or more. Rick Cole, 24th. We see Matthew G. Baker, 25th. James Batzer, 26th. Pete Pelini, 27th. We see Nathan Nixon finish the race in 28th. Jeffrey Wallace, 29th. And then Shane Hensley finishes 30th. Let's go ahead, get our driver interviews.
All right. Third place tonight was Jason Maynes in that 43 machine. Jason, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Jason, walk us through, first of all, just some awesome three-wide action, but walk us through that last green-white checker there and how you ended up finishing third tonight.
Well, I got to have the luck. I mean, that's the bottom line. But thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to make me through there. But yeah, following Garrett, I should have got on in practice a little bit. I call it old man eyes. It takes me a little while to get used to running on the bottom in the draft because you can't see anything. And I wished I wouldn't have lost contact with him. I think the biggest thing that hurt us was when I lost contact off return 2. That was basically the game changer. Then we had some net code in 3 and 4. So that's pretty what it come down to.
Yeah, it definitely looked like he might have even got loose a little bit, just slightly, and backed off of his bumper there. But yeah, he had a strong run coming to the line. Did you ever think, just for a split second there, that you might have gave him the push to win the race?
I thought I was going to be able to get to him, but when I got the push down the backstretch and the 28, Sanford got down in front of him, at that point, I did come off of him a little bit because I felt like it was going to be a checkup there, and then I'd end up pinching Garrett, and then I'd probably end up wrecking Sanford as well. So I wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? It was a good race between all of us up there, and there's no need to, just because you're going to get beat, go in and wreck the guy. So I thought it was a lot of fun racing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've seen an emotional finish with the Mayne's father-son duo finish 1-2. I thought we might see another 1-2 tonight. So congratulations on a third place finish. Who do you want to thank tonight?
Well, like I said, thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I got to thank Elliott Saddle at Esports, 101 CBD, Linux Industry. We got to thank Swags, Wraps and Graphics, and ComServe for all their help, and looking forward to next week.
All right, Jason, we'll talk to you then.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right. So, second place, his son, Garrett Maynes.
Hey, Garrett, this is Atlee and Dustin, the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, you started the race on the pole and started off, you were in side by side with Andrew Navarro for most of the race. And then once we started to see cautions breeding cautions, that's when the strategy started to come to the play. And then the final restart there, we saw you get a great run on the bottom, push from your father, and then looked like you almost had it, but then coming to the line, you ended up getting the short end of the stick. Christian Sanford got the win, you got second. But from your point of view, just give us a little walkthrough of what happened here at Daytona.
Oh man, just a taste of our own medicine. I knew that was coming down the backstretch, and as soon as Andrew got hung out, I was like, well, this is pretty much over. When Christian got clear, I didn't really have a run, and there was nothing I could do with it. Unfortunately, my dad got a little bit of netcode with J-Bo there, so they were bouncing off each other's doors. So no momentum coming from there. Just I had no way to build a run. Tried to, to cut every inch out on the front stretch as I could, but at the end of the day, came up 100th short. But congrats to Christian on getting one. Definitely deserved, and just dang, so close.
Now, in the moment, right as you were at the line, did you think you had it?
Honestly, I can't believe it was as close as it was. Wishful thinking, but I honestly, I was just in shock that it was even that close. it honestly, I'd rather it be further apart because that just makes me just a little bit more frustrated. Like if anything had worked out my way on that last lap, I probably had it. But dang, I mean, if it's hard to say. Perception wise, it really didn't look like it to me, just because I was sitting so much lower, being on the apron there, and with him being up on the banking, it just made it look like he was way ahead of me. But when I checked the results, it was just kind of like one of those things. I'd rather not even know it was that close.
Well, still, fantastic performance with the second place. And I do have to ask, coming into the final race, which is next week, you're sitting on the top of the points. Are you confident with your point situation?
Yeah, I don't want to jinx it. I'm pretty sure I have one more drop regardless, so I think I just clinched it. I think Matt had a pretty rough night, and I don't know if he has more drops than me. I really don't know the situation that well. I haven't really worked out the points, but we'll have to see how it all plays out. Hopefully, I'm not even really worried about points. I'm more worried about the race by race.
Absolutely.
We'll see what we can get coming next Friday, but just got to thank OfferPad, ComServe, Linux, Bradley Mechanical, Swag, all the guys at Elliott Sadler Esports, Smithfield, just everybody that's making the Coke Series stuff happen. Really appreciate all the hard work that's gone into it. Got a first top 10 this week at Atlanta. Can't believe that. That was like probably my worst track on the schedule. So to get it there was cool. Just all the bad luck we've had to finally get it to play out our way. Really, really happy to have that happen and putting us on positive momentum going into Auto Club.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on second place, and hopefully we'll see another good performance next week in the season finale, and also good luck in the Coke Series.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, so that leaves tonight's winner, Christian Sanford. Christian, this is Dustin and Atlee in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
So, Christian, you're restarting fourth. I don't know if you thought you had a chance to win, but down the backstretch, you made a decision to go high, make it 3 wide over Andrew Navarro. Walk us through that move and how you took this win away from both Garrett Maynes and Andrew Navarro.
Yeah, I mean, considering my last few weeks, I feel like I've been running in the top 5, top 10 on the last laps, and I just absolutely just blew it somehow by either getting turned or getting involved in a wreck. So when I was starting fourth, I really did not think I was going to be able to win it. So yeah, I think it just all worked out in the end, and I'm glad I was able to get the win. And huge shout out to Jabo for the push, because that was a huge help.
Yeah, absolutely. It was an awesome move. One of the best finishes we've ever seen here in the Super Speedway Series. But coming down to the line, it looked like Garrett Maynes maybe had something for you there. Did you get a little nervous coming to the line? Be honest.
Yeah, I was actually starting to cheer until I saw him dive below the apron. I was like, oh no, is he actually going to take it? So yeah, so I'm glad. I didn't even know what the margin of victory was, to be honest. I haven't even looked, but I mean, it got a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, 100th of a second exact.
Wow.
So, yeah, pretty close race, man. But congratulations. Is there anything else, any advice you can give or anything else you want to say about tonight's race other than, who you want to thank?
I mean, it kind of ranges every week. I mean, some weeks I try running in the back, trying to avoid a wreck, and then sometimes I try running up front, thinking I'm going to avoid it. So my luck's kind of been up and down throughout this whole season, and I think definitely trying to avoid the wrecks is the number one thing, and I think it really worked out today.
Now, wait a minute now. Trying to avoid wrecks. We saw y'all running 3 wide for like 5 laps. That's not avoiding wrecks. But anyway.
Yeah, I was saying it earlier. Like when we were 3 wide, I'm like, I am in the worst zone possible, because I was like third in the bottom lane, and I really felt like that was gonna be it for me. And
Well,
yeah, it was pretty nuts.
y'all were impressive for sure. All right, now's the time. Who do you want to thank tonight other than J-Bo for pushing you there?
Jabo again.
I knew it was coming.
But yeah, I'm not on any teams or anything. It's just huge shout out to Ian for putting these on. Beginning Twitch, starting to get big with that, so I appreciate that as always. And yeah, you guys for always putting this on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for a fun interview there, and congratulations again on another win in the Super Speedway Series. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Wow. That's some of the best racing that we've seen and some of the best interviews there at the end. This was an all-around awesome night for racing.
In my opinion, I don't know what anybody else's opinion, but this had to be, overall, with everything coming together, this was the best iSSL Superspeedway race that I've seen on the schedule so far.
Oh, no doubt. Like I said, we usually have good racing and a bad finish, or bad racing and a great finish. But tonight we had both very, very close photo finish, 3-wide racing. We had the wrecks. We had everything that you would want in a super speedway race. And I'm just honored to call it here on Intensity Broadcasting.
And thank everyone for tuning in to check out this broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. As always, make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on these 3 platforms, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as we are actually on the road to 2,000 followers on Facebook and 1,000 followers still on Twitch and YouTube. So make sure to drop a follow, and I think we can get both of those goals as a iRacing and racing community. So make sure to do that. And then also check us out on Twitter. I love interacting with the fans, answering, asking questions, getting some answers. So make sure to follow us on there as well. So thank you everyone for watching. I'm Atlee Atman-Weiss on behalf of the whole Intensity Broadcasting team. Again, thank you so much for watching, and please join us next time. Over and out.